Hey guys, welcome into the second video of the day. We have another transfer portal commitment as former Florida offensive lineman Ethan White has committed to USC. But before we get into it guys, if you are enjoying the videos, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out so much. I appreciate you guys. Alright, so let's talk about Ethan White. With the addition of Ethan, USC has found their Andrew Voorhees replacement at the left guard spot. This guy is an instant plug-and-play player. He's going to fit in perfectly in this Lincoln Riley offense. He's a real big guy, being listed at 6'4", 330 pounds. Although that sounds kind of heavy, he wears that weight well, and he is very mobile and athletic despite it. Florida frequently had him pulling, and they frequently had him going out on screens and getting out in front of the runners in space. This guy is a very quality player as well, being named second team All-SEC in 2022. And I watched his tape in the game against Georgia, and he played very well against that front, which is a huge deal. Those front seven guys at Georgia are as nasty as they come, they're no joke, and he really showed out in that game. Another underrated thing about this pickup, and I talked about this a little when we talked about his Florida teammate Michael Tarquin committing a few weeks ago, but having already played with a quarterback that is very mobile and loves to make plays outside of the pocket is a really big deal. As an offensive lineman, it's very difficult to adjust to a quarterback like that if you're used to playing with a mainly pocket passer type. Not being used to it can lead to holding calls, quitting on a play after 3 or 4 seconds because you expect the ball to be out, and more. Anthony Richardson was always running around trying to make plays at Florida, so Ethan won't have to adjust in that regard. Another very impressive stat about White is that in 2022, he didn't allow a single sack or quarterback hit in 377 pass blocking snaps according to PFF. He also has 20 starts under his belt, with some big time games on his resume as well, so the moment definitely won't be too big for him. So let's break down the strengths of Ethan's game. The first thing I noticed is that he is very balanced. That's very important for a big guy. It's easier for those guys to lean too far one way and get too heavy on one side and fall over. He's also very good at absorbing contact. He'll allow a bull rush to come right into him and he'll lock the guy up before he even knows what happened. He's very good out in space. He's a very good puller. He's not the nastiest guy in the world, but he's very fundamentally sound. He stood out on tape on a Florida offensive line that was honestly pretty fantastic overall. He does appear to be a better pass blocker than run blocker, which is odd considering most of the time the thicker guys usually like to get nasty in the run game, but he is a very solid and polished pass blocker at the guard spot. So talking about this offensive line as a whole, going into the offseason, the depth along the offensive line was one of the biggest concerns I had about this team, and boy have they fixed that issue. Just looking at my projected starting lineup for next year, Jarrett Kingston at left tackle, Ethan White at left guard, Justin Dedich at center, Jonah Monheim at right guard, and Michael Tarquin at right tackle. That O-line as a whole is better than last year's. The upgrade at left tackle cannot be understated, and assuming everybody stays that's currently in the O-line room, you still have Mason Murphy and Cortland Ford on the bench, not to mention all the freshmen you brought in. So despite the losses of Andrew Voorhees and Brett Nealon, the line as a whole will be in a much better spot in 2023. I honestly can't speak highly enough of what Coach Henson has done in that room from both a recruiting and developmental standpoint, so overall just a huge pickup for USC. And just like that, SC has a top 5 offensive line in the nation heading into next season. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on Ethan White and the offensive line as a whole down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for the support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.